Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a comparison video because I have tried 4 different supplements for hair growth across different periods of time, and I have one that came out on top and that works for me that I'm still currently using, but also with a number of other hair supplements. So I'm going to definitely talk about that, what basically my trial and error process, what led me to where I am today, but a few things for starters. Everyone's hair is different. People with different backgrounds and different ethnic heritage grow their hair differently. People with different textures. Shrinkage is a very real thing. Shrinkage means that your hair, if it's really wavy, curly, down to having coils and springy curls, you're going to lose a lot of length, at least visually, unless you were to straighten it, which I'm in no way advocating for getting rid of your natural texture. Every hair texture and type is beautiful. All of them are equally beautiful. I personally have thought about, because my hair is stravy, it is straight-ish, but it has a deep wave to it, and when it's very humid, it can be like a Z wave, kind of like Shakira's hair, or it can be, if I blow dry it just a bit, very, very straight. But it still retains its same texture, even when it's straight, where it's a little bit more coarse and a bit more rough. I kind of most days have just a natural beach wave kind of going on. That's what I mean when I say stravy. So straight, wavy, stravy. Anyway, so back to the supplement. So I just wanted to talk about it because it's something worth addressing. Everybody's hair is different. You're not going to get the same results that I do. People of different heritage have different growth rates. It is what it is. But what worked for me, and keep in mind, I do not color my hair. This is my natural color, fading out into balayage that I had where I colored over it myself. I know, box dye. I colored over it myself to match my natural, which is more of a medium to dark blonde, like a medium ash blonde by definition. And so that's kind of what you're seeing, but by and large, I have not colored it in about 6 months at this point. We had some rinse out, but it's still overall ashy enough for me that it just looks like a natural kind of sun-kissed balayage, so we're good to go, because growing is my number one concern right now. My goal is to get it to my elbows. We're about, 2-ish inches away from there, if you can see. We're about 2 inches away from my goal, and so I have been tweaking my regimen to see what works for me, but keeping regimens aside, which I can do another video on what my current regimen is, I'm just going to be talking about 4 of the over-the-counter, easy to use, easy to buy hair care supplements that are marketed to give you rapid hair growth. So I have the bottle of what I currently use, but I do not have bottles of the 3 that I've used in the past, but I'm just going to go over them verbally, and I will put images of the ones that I used off to the side so you can see what the bottle looks like and you can retain it for your own purposes to know what worked for me. So for starters, I used kind of the Nature's Bounty Hair, Skin, and Nails. I didn't see a ton of hair growth. That wasn't the main thing that occurred. More so I saw that my nails were a lot healthier and growing faster. I didn't see anything with my hair that made me think, okay, this is definitely doing something. So I didn't really keep up with that one very long. I did take it as directed every day. The next one I tried, I got on Amazon, and it's a coconut oil, sorry, Chicago, a coconut oil based hair care supplement, like hair growth supplement in a pill form. And the pros of this one is that it was very easy to take. They're very small pills, and because they contain coconut oil, they were a little bit more slippery and easier to take. I didn't really notice anything overwhelming. There was a bit more growth than usual, but it was nothing that would really necessitate me saying, okay, this is the best I can do. Let me stop here and try only this one. So then naturally I tried Hairfinity. Hairfinity had great results. The only issue is you have to take it twice a day, which I found to be a little bit cumbersome. I did see a lot of change in new growth. So I saw a lot of baby hairs at the edge. I saw a lot of new growth coming out of the crown, and with my hair texture, when you have new growth, it kind of just flies everywhere. So that was a little frustrating, but I was able to kind of get those to stay down with a different non-alcohol based gel, and that seemed to work for a while. But then I was still not convinced that I was getting the best possible result, and the Hairfinity ones Of course, taking 2 a day. They're not the cheapest ones. Not trying to say I was price sensitive. I just wanted to test the market and see what worked best for me, because as I was reading other people's reviews, I noticed that there was not one silver bullet holy grail supplement. It seemed that different people from just very different backgrounds and different hair types and different hair lengths and different hair care stories, some who had never colored their hair, some who had always colored their hair, some who actively bleached but wanted to give their hair the different vitamins and minerals internally to support the root that they may be stripping out of it with the different processes they were doing. So I noticed there was no rhyme or reason. There was no one answer. So I said, okay, I need to clearly test this for myself. So then I went back just to see if Hairfinity was really doing something. I kind of went back then to the coconut oil one I tried prior, and the growth really slowed down. It did add a little bit more growth. I would say probably 1/4 of an inch more a month than what the rate my hair was already growing, if even. It was pretty negligible. I didn't do any formal measurement. It's just I cut my split ends every 6 weeks myself by doing the whole mini trim method, where you just kind of pull it forward and chop what appears dead or too fluffy or split ends. And my hair is long enough, it doesn't, no one's going to notice if one side's a few centimeters different than the other. It's just, it is what it is. And with my hair texture, it's not exactly straight. So I definitely had a conclusion there that Hairfinity was working really well as compared to the coconut oil one, and the Hairfinity one and the coconut oil one were working better than the hair, skin, and nails. So at least I knew I was moving in some sort of linear pattern. So rather than going with the Hairfinity one, I kind of just said, let's stop with the supplements and just try more topical means. So that's when I got into castor oil. I decided to stop doing any types of heat treatments to my hair. I stopped blow drying it, which was hard to do because I have a very expensive, very nice blow dryer to get through all of this. And so that was tough for me to stop using it because I really enjoy using it. And I started finding and testing out more products that were for my distinct hair texture. And so that seemed to really work as well, right? My hair was definitely a lot stronger. When I went to the salon to get balayage, which was about a year and a half ago, or a year ago, she said, your hair really isn't dry or damaged. It's in really good health, it's in good shape. It's just a matter of your texture. If you really want it to be silky, you got to round brush and blow dry it out or straighten it. Otherwise, your hair is just going to have the kind of more coarse texture. Let's be honest, my hair's kind of like horsehair. I'm not mad about it. I'm embracing it and have embraced it. It's just, it is what it is. And so that seemed to work well. But then I started watching, of course, Layla Milani's videos. And of course, she's Persian. Persian women and men have wonderful, beautiful hair. And it's like threads of silk. So I'm not trying to think my hair is going to look like hers. But I really did feel that if she trusts all of that time she spent growing it out, if she trusts that growth to a certain vitamin, and she's a mother, so right, everyone that I've ever seen videos of or talked to said that pregnancy really strips their hair of the vitamins and minerals it needs because they're all going to their baby, so their hair ends up in worse condition. Even some of the women that I work with, we've talked about it. And so hearing that, I know Hairtamin is Layla's company, but I don't feel she would put out something, or at least I did not feel she would put out something that she wouldn't also use, that she wouldn't also trust all of that growth and all that time spent too. So I bought Hairtamin. And I've really grown to like Lily Galici as well, who's her business partner on Hairtamin. And so I trust them both. I think that they both in general spend a lot of time doing research and development and sourcing the right materials for their products. So I gave it a try, and I love Hairtamin. I love the fact that I only have to take it once a day. It's very easy to take. I've had 0 side effects. My skin hasn't broken out. I haven't had, like a few people have said with other vitamins that they've had, hair growth in other parts of their body, which can be pretty annoying, especially if you're already partially or completely Mediterranean. It can be a pain. I haven't had any stomach aches or issues, and let's keep in mind that I'm vegetarian, sometimes vegan, definitely dairy free, and so my stomach is a fine-tuned machine. If there was anything in it that was going to make it upset, Hairtamin would probably do that, and it doesn't. I have not an unkind word to say about it, and it actually is. I've noticed a lot of growth since there's a clear line of demarcation. I don't think you can see it in the video, but my hair in general, maybe you can see it in some of my other content or photos on Instagram, but my hair would have a clear line of demarcation. It's fuzzy because it's balayaged, but you can tell. And so I know where it is, and I can tell when I have new growth coming in, because my natural color is a lot ashier than the lengths, which have been lightened slightly and are a little bit more warm. And I've definitely noticed probably a half an inch or more of extra growth on top of what I already had just naturally. And so I do try to not use heat very often. I sleep on a silk pillowcase. I sometimes wrap it in a silk scarf. I do a lot of different oil treatments, but that's been recently. What I'm talking about is prior to that, and Hairtamin worked for me wonderfully then, so I think it's only going to work even better when I do all the auxiliary things, which are more topical. So one other thing that I've been doing internally is taking MSM powder. So I take a half a teaspoon because I'm just starting out, like I said, along with a vitamin C supplement because it helps it to work. And what MSM powder does, and you can do more research here on YouTube, is it contains what you need to manufacture and use sulfur. And sulfur is one of the building blocks of our hair, skin, and nails. So this one is a great supplement. A lot of people have talked about just how much growth they've gotten from it. I have not done it topically. I was going to do it topically, but I started to take it internally instead. And then another thing, of course, that I do is I take a vegetarian, of course, women's multivitamin. So I just want to be fully transparent that it's not just Hairtamin that would be providing me with growth, because I take auxiliary supplements as well, but I've only, full transparency, been taking them for about the last week. I took the multivitamin a little bit longer, but by and large, it's been just Hairtamin in terms of a hair growth supplement, except for the last week. And so any progress you see going forward after this video is largely due to a combination of Hairtamin, which have 6 months of in my beauty closet, and the MSN, as well as some of the other topical treatments that I do that I'm going to be doing another video on, because it's a whole nother animal. So yeah, if you have any comments or want to ask questions about my experience with Hairtamin or compare and contrast any of the 4, I haven't used any other brands or types, so I can't really give you any insight into any other ones. But if you have any recommendations for me as well, you can definitely leave them in the comments below. I hope this was helpful.